Hey, it's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today we're going to talk about the new moon, which occurred on February 9th, just 2 days ago, and it's going to last for 2 weeks. It came in at 22:59 Universal Time, which was about 3 o'clock on the West Coast here in the States, so please adjust for your time. And I'm calling this new moon, you are your own guiding light. Yeah, you are. And so follow your truth for sure. I'm also calling it trusting ideas. So the new moon in Aquarius, it's kind of a repeat. You know, we're confirming or much more of the theme that we are in with Pluto and Aquarius, but Pluto and Aquarius is going to be it will remain for 20 years. Yeah, which is, very interesting, right? So Pluto, it brings in changes and endings, whereas Aquarius, even with the new moon, right, it's going to be for 2 weeks. We're about 12 days out now. Until the 23rd, we're going to see, more stepping into your own power, more kind of just branching out into whatever kind of floats your boat, whatever is authentic to you, whatever may seem original, and all for growth or innovation, right? Personal innovation, personal evolution. On the collective, it could be about innovation. But yeah, the new moon is occurring when the new moon, is traveling between or moves between, passes between the earth and the sun. So this is why we cannot see the new moon. New moons are about new beginnings. They are. It's time to wipe the slate clean. New ideas, new ways of thinking, new relationships, new creative projects can begin, especially with the new moon in Aquarius, because Aquarius is an independent sign, and it strives to kind of branch out on their own, or to really believe in the authenticity of something, which for them will bring growth and evolution, right? So this is a great time for new beginnings. It is. And it's going to bring about change, allowing us to make decisions about what is true for us, right? And trust our ideas, trust our feelings. Exactly. Trusting in what you are truly aligned with. And there's a lot of courage with this new moon in Aquarius. There really is. Okay, so we talked a little bit. I feel like Pluto just moved into Aquarius on January 20th. So I remember I mentioned we're it's kind of a repeating theme, and there's going to be a need to detach yourself from anything that doesn't fit, right? Yeah. If it doesn't fit, then quit, right? Something like that. It really could be, right? Yeah, and attract more of what is electric now. Aquarius is very electric. It is the little electric glyph on the zodiac wheel. Attracting things that are more electric and less heavy. Yeah, Aquarius is an air sign, so this is lighter energy. And you may feel a need to leave things that no longer support you guys, yeah, or you no longer identify with. All right, on Friday in the morning before the new moon occurred, the moon sextiled Chiron in Aries. So it's a healing influence, right? It's really a good energy with the new moon, right? Because we have healing and then we have authenticity. So they kind of support each other in that way, in reaching out for things that are, that you feel are about you, that, you really identify with. So the healing, definitely a healing can occur during this aspect, during this new moon, creating a different perspective on the past. So if things have hurt us in the past or people have hurt us in the past, we're going to look at that with a little bit more detachment now. Like, well, it's not so. I'm not taking it so personal anymore, which can really create growth for us, right? With this new perspective. Those things won't matter so much. They won't matter as much. Yeah, we're going to look at those things as honestly as helping to empower us. Yeah, very cool. Okay, on the 5th, the 5th Mercury entered Aquarius, where it's going to stay until February 23rd. The next day we're having a full moon. So, I'm talking about these aspects, right? Because they are also kind of affecting, the new moon energy. They're kind of all working together, right? And Mercury is a great aspect, right, when it entered Aquarius, because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, which is an air sign too. So now we have Mercury with Gemini we have Mercury with Uranus, or Gemini with Aquarius, right? That energy. And so they're sister signs, right? Or brothers. So, it's really a supportive energy and a very authentic one, or a very genuine one, because they are of the same element. They are. So, Mercury is the planet ruling communication, podcast, writing, public speaking. It's about the mental realm, thoughts and intelligence. And as I mentioned, Mercury is exalted in Aquarius because they're both air signs. And Mercury with this mutability, kind of adaptability, Aquarius is fixed. So we see basically we see a balance. Yeah, we see a great balance there. And this transit, guys, can this could be kind of like a dynamic duo of ingenuity and intelligence, right? Because Aquarius is about ingenuity. A lot of Aquarians were inventors. They were, right? Yeah. Inventors, humanitarians, setting trends, bringing about change, definitely, right? And so Mercury in Aquarius requires you to look to the past and ask yourself if you're living the way you really desire, right? Are you living with true, are you being authentic to really what you want, and the people around you and things like that, your work possibly, right? We're going to talk about the 12 signs and how it's affecting all the 12 signs when we're done talking a little bit about these transits, right, which are affecting us for sure. And this is a great time where decisions can be made with authenticity, whatever feels really good, whatever we are aligned with, making the way for new innovations and change. Mercury in Aquarius is going to foster more innovation, unconventional thinking. Aquarius is the planet. Uranus is about unconventionality and communication. Networking can be a great theme at this time. And you can make a quick decision to go your own way for some of you. And ideas and solutions could just pop up out of nowhere with the Aquarian, with this energy here, especially with this Aquarian new moon, because Aquarius is about, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, it's about unexpected changes. Most of them are good, right? Yeah, they are. Usually they are. But yeah, and some of us could feel, oh, I can do this alone. I can break out on my own. I can bring more growth, more personal growth, or I can do this better if I am alone, possibly, because of the independent nature of Aquarius, but because of the authenticity, to really kind of believe in what you are attaching yourself toward, or moving toward, or trying to evolve in, and detaching yourself from something that you may not feel works anymore, right? Yeah. This is kind of a feeling where I can make more progress alone. I can make my own rules. Yeah, definitely Aquarian energy. This energy is definitely going to make people think about doing just that. If it feels good, do it. If it feels authentic and true to your vision or your truth, I would say do it, definitely. Change is never easy, but it can bring about great growth, great progress, and great innovation, of course. Be careful, though, you guys, if it feels like, you're going to be awake all night because you want to do something new, and right, maybe it's not the right time, right? Yeah, if it's too much of a stretch, yeah, you might not want to do it, right? So you guys will know, right? This is all about learning. It's all about understanding your authenticity as well, right? So you'll know. On the 7th, Venus trined Uranus. All right, so a trine is it's a very good aspect. It is, and at 18 degrees of Capricorn and Taurus. Okay, this is another Aquarian energy with Uranus, its ruler, suggesting unexpected though pleasant changes. You see all this Aquarian energy. So, with Pluto in Aquarius for 20 years, we have a new moon in Aquarius, and these aspects here really supporting your own authenticity, definitely, and growth. All right. So as you can see, you guys, I'm out in the yard, and it's kind of nippy out here, but it's okay. I got a lot of clothes on here, and I was trying to avoid the glare here because shooting underneath this trellis, right, where the sun kind of pops through. All right. So with Venus trining Uranus, relationships could improve. This is going to be about your love life, guys. Your love life might be really significant at this time, could be really important. But be careful, you know, some of us could be entering into creative relationships. Some could be friends with benefits, right? Aquarius really likes their friends, really likes them, you know, sometimes, right? Somebody could, you know, be wanting to kind of create that creative relationship with you. It doesn't have to be that type of creative relationship. Maybe you have met somebody who lives across the United States. That can be a creative relationship, right? Yeah, definitely. All right, creative ideas are going to come easier now, and some of these relationships will require independence, will require some type of freedom within that new relationship. Your creativity is definitely going to be on high, right? On the 8th, the sun squared Uranus. Now, squares are difficult. They're difficult, a little bit of tension there between the sun and Uranus at 19 degrees of Aquarius. And this can bring about tension, you know, with the square there. But Aquarius is also about kind of tension, nervous energy, and a desire for personal freedom with Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, and sudden changes. We might feel stubborn with Uranus in Taurus. Expect the unexpected. Yeah, interesting aspect for sure. On the 10th, which was yesterday, we celebrated the Year of the Dragon, right? And the Year of the Dragon represents power, nobility, honor, success, and luck, right? And so this is a power year in terms of, we just talked about that, in terms of the dragon, the Chinese New Year. But also in numerology, we're also in a power year because of the number 8. 2024 is a number 8 that talks about power. And also it's an 8 year because we have Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is, it rules the 8th house, right? So now we have power, and that's also Scorpio, right? Scorpio's about power. Yeah, definitely, they're powerful, they are. Now, Mercury squaring Jupiter at 8 degrees of Aquarius too. This is, you know, this is a discordant aspect, another one, but this can lead to grandiose ideas and a possibility to overestimate or a lack of detail. So Jupiter doesn't look at Jupiter looks at the big picture here, and so, you know, sometimes the details can kind of go by the wayside because we have that square there with Mercury. Mercury is about the information. It definitely is, and so I know we have a square here. So there could be maybe kind of mistakes, possibly. If you are maybe, you know, not looking at the details, and be careful of over promising or being overly optimistic, because sometimes Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, can be very optimistic, right? You know, maybe the sky's falling over there, and, you know, Sagittarius might say it'll be okay, right? Sometimes it is like that, right? Yeah. Okay, on Valentine's Day, you guys, on the 14th, which is, when is that? Is it Thursday? I feel like it's Thursday. Yeah, or Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday, I do. And so Mars is conjuncting Pluto. Okay, these two planets together could be a little bit like dynamite. They could. Mars is the ruler, is the planet of war, and Pluto is the tower. It's a powerful planet, you know. Pluto is about death and transformation and rebirth, but it's really powerful and it's intense, and it can come in and knock something right down. In the tarot, the Pluto card, one of them is the Tower, right? This is a Scorpio card that just can knock things, you know, from day to night or from night to day. You know, could have a huge change. Your life could be completely different. But we have Mars conjuncting Pluto. The conjunction is good because it's a great, it's a good aspect, but these two planets they're both so powerful, and one of them might want to, you know, kind of say, hey, I'm in charge, right? So there could be arguments that day or power struggles. Pluto is about power on February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. You might want to celebrate with your honey another day. It might be, right? All right, so on the 16th, we have Venus entering Aquarius until March 11th. Venus in Aquarius values freedom in relationships and likes unconventional or intellectual connections. Definitely. And so be careful with those who simply want too much freedom in romantic affairs. We don't really have a relationship if there is too much freedom, right? That's called being single, right? Last time I checked, right? Have they changed that? And so we have, on the same day, you guys, we have Mercury squaring Uranus at 19 degrees of Aquarius. And this can bring about excitement and changes to the daily routine or the daily rut, causing potential upsets and nervous tension. Yeah, Uranus can be about nervous energy, and it's squaring Mercury, or Mercury is squaring Uranus. And so this can be upsetting news when Mercury squares Uranus. Mercury is about communication, or you might experience something unexpected that causes you to change your plans. And this is all on the 16th. You may challenge others to see your ideas as possibly more progressive or more innovative. You could. Be careful, because some people can get easily irritated, yeah, right? Or maybe feel insulted, right? If you are possibly trying to maybe push your ideas onto them. All right, on the 17th, we have Venus conjuncting Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. This can really intensify relationships, because Pluto is deep and intense. Yeah, deepening emotions and power dynamics, definitely. There could be a desire to build financially. Some could be regenerating their relationships. And sexual experiences could be deeply emotional and intense. And that's on the 17th. So if you have a date around that time, with somebody that, who's exciting to you, maybe you want to have that date on the 17th. On the 18th, the sun moves into Pisces, focusing on empathy, intuition, and spirituality. It's time for compassion and artistic pursuits, right? Pisceans are artists. They're very empathic and very intuitive when they want, definitely. And so we have on the 22nd, Venus is conjuncting Mars at 6 degrees of Aquarius. And this conjunction is going to spark new relationships and rather passionate ones, because Mars can be about passion. Yeah, it's a fire sign. Or it rules Aries, rather, which is a fire sign. Okay, could be sparking new relationships. It's going to depend, because Aquarius is at 0 degrees of Aquarius. This conjunction, Aquarius is about intelligence and excuse me. They like to have intelligent conversations. They do, right? Yeah. So do I. Let's look at the signs, you guys, and we're going to start with Aries. It's the first sign, and this is how the new moon is going to affect you, Aries. And it is affecting you in your 11th house, and this is Aquarius, right? The 11th house naturally is Aquarius. Stand up for what you believe. So this is going to affect you a little bit more, because it affects you in your 11th house. Yeah. And the new moon is Aquarius, the 11th house, which, by the way, this is going to be really natural for you, though it is. It's going to be really authentic for you to stand up for what you believe in, Aries. It is welcoming new opportunities in this new moon as it renews itself in the futuristic sign of Aquarius, bringing fertility and new beginnings to your 11th house of community goals and individual freedom. You're going to want to focus on those who share your similar visions, Aries, and can offer unique perspectives. You're going to have to be open to unconventional paths and unexpected allies, because Aquarius expects that. So people could step in to help you, and you might not have thought that that person would really kind of possibly be your ally. This is somebody maybe you didn't consider because they're unconventional, or those aren't the same people that you kind of always hang with. Could be that type of energy. And yeah, friends or people who support you could definitely show up unexpectedly. And equally, the flip side of that is watch out for, avoid people who are not kind of supporting your vision, yeah, or your ideals, right? Yeah, definitely. So for Taurus, this is affecting you in the 10th house, Taurus. And so this is the 10th house of ambition and authority. Some people call it social success or stature, basically, because the 10th house is Capricorn, and this is the house of ambition, I like to call it. But Taurus, you're already about your money, your stability. So when we have Taurus get together with Capricorn, or the 10th house affecting you in your 10th house, we're talking about money, we're talking about work, your career. It could be about your belief system sometimes. Maybe you want to make money in a different way, possibly, or maybe your ambitions are changing because you're believing in something more authentic, like maybe alternative ways to make money, possibly different streams of income, and some may be unconventional or just maybe more authentic for you, right? So yeah, and this is redefine your goals and take bold steps towards your destiny. How awesome is that? This is a powerful energy at hand with the 10th house, yeah, which is really at home with you, as I mentioned, because you're both earth signs, yeah. And you could be seeing new opportunities. Well, the 10th house it's an earth energy, right? It is. And so this is a powerful energy. And you could be seeing new opportunities with work or projects, especially those that can bring ways to increase your finances in progressive ways or unconventional ways, definitely. A lot of changes in the career section, Taurus, and possibly in the public eye, because Capricorn is can be about about your reputation, right, or your social place in society, and so is Aquarius. It is about social social groups. Because the 10th house, yeah, it's about reputation too. And you could be changing the way you earn money in order to feel more aligned with the work you do. Be careful, Taurus, to balance your need for security with commitment to personal growth. Or for your commitment to personal growth, you might want to avoid sacrificing stability or financial gain for your own personal evolution, yeah, or for your own individuality. That's gonna be interesting, because Taurus doesn't really like change so much. No, I don't think Capricorn really does either. But for you guys, you might want to be careful in kind of giving up your own authenticity in order for monetary gain. Yeah, be careful for that. For Gemini, I beg your pardon, you guys. Excuse me. The new moon takes place in your 9th house. The 9th house is the house of, this is Sagittarius. Excuse me. It's time to broaden your intellectual horizons, Gemini, which is really interesting because you guys are all about that. But with this new moon, it's about, you could be possibly sparking interest for adventure to unconventional pursuits. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting kind of placement there, or energy, definitely. You could be moving into a new philosophy or spiritual studies, focusing on higher education. You might want to start your own podcast about spirituality, or maybe even travel. And you could feel a desire to physically travel somewhere far, possibly to a foreign country. With the moon squaring Uranus, it can create friction between your desire for freedom and the need for practicality. So this kind of theme keeps coming up, right, for a lot of the signs, because Aquarius is asking you to be authentic, right? Don't worry too much about the stability, is asking you to do that. So this can create a feeling of instability and unpredictability. Keep an open mind and be flexible, Gemini. It's going to be easier for you to make your dreams come true with this 9th house support. So for Cancer, the new moon affects you in your 8th house. The 8th house is ruled by Pluto. This is Scorpio. The 8th house is Scorpio. And so this can talk about definitely regeneration, right? Embrace change. Definitely be open to healing and growth in the most important relationships. This could be a great time to heal and grow, family or romantic relationships. You could be forging new partnerships while increasing or deepening intellectual connections or bonds. So there sure is a lot of intellect going around, right, these days, right? I hope everybody can figure it out, right? With Aquarius, the new moon in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, right? All this kind of intellect and ingenuity, right? Authentic intelligence, right? So it's really a good time not to be afraid, and that is really the message. It's really a great time not to resist change, definitely, as long as you're being authentic about what it is that you feel you can create, or what it is you want. All right. This could be a great time to heal any type of group relationships. A regeneration is possible, Cancer, and likely, especially with people who share your vision and your dreams. There's an opportunity during this 2-week time frame for some of you to address anything that has been swept underneath the carpet, right? Scorpio, the 8th house, I like to sometimes, keep things kind of quiet or, underneath, keep things hidden. But those things are going to be kind of, it's going to be a good time for you to address those things and to create potentially powerful change for yourself, Cancer. Remember to remain flexible. You could be, to remain flexible. This could be a great time for alternative approaches for joint finances as well. So stay flexible, Cancer, and adaptable, because the moon square to Uranus could bring in some unexpected changes or shifts. Some Cancers will decide to move house or possibly renovate. There could be changes regarding personal or professional investments. So watch out for that and remain adaptive or adaptable, kind of. Yeah, flexible, Cancer. All right. Let's go to Leo. The new moon affects you in the 7th house. This is the house of partnerships. And you guys are already about love and creativity. And Libra's a little bit the 7th house, a little bit similar in terms of they're creative, and they are really into their partnerships. Their friendships are important, and many Librans are married. Yeah, they like to be married. I feel like they do. All the Librans I know are married, definitely. Okay, so this is a magical time to set intentions in matters of the heart and collaboration, Leo. With the new moon in Aquarius and your 7th house of partnerships, you might feel encouraged to redefine your perspective or your approach on personal or professional connections. You could be considering new ways to enhance your existing partnerships, maybe creative ways. For some, you might be open to unconventional relationships or ones that align with your long-term goals. It may be really important to be discerning between your desire for independence, Leo, versus your need for security, as the 7th house is about balance and harmony, specifically, in the realm of career and when it comes to your sense of authority. Relationships that are more authentic or your approach in that way could really help you to establish secure partnerships and collaborations. So for Virgo, this could affect you in your daily life, your daily routine, because Virgo, what's really important to you is your daily routine, your daily life. It has to be streamlined. You guys are the sign that likes to analyze. The details are important, and so your daily life is really important to you. The new moon affecting you in your own 6th house, where this can really hit home, Virgo, as you do rule this house of work, health, and service. Virgos like their daily routine streamlined, so you might be revamping that. Anything that seems to slow you down or that doesn't seem authentic anymore could be on the chopping block, Virgo. You might be seeking out new ways to revamp your health, staying open-minded to alternative wellness routines. Maybe you're taking herbs, maybe you are practicing yoga. Could be, right? You may be seeking out new ways also to improve efficiency at work. So if you're the boss, that could be easy. You could be telling everybody, we're going to do it this way now. But you might have ideas on how to make things more streamlined at work too. With the new moon squaring Uranus, you could feel at odds between your desire for day-to-day progress versus new beliefs. That's going to be an interesting one. So for Libra, the new moon is influencing you in the 5th house of love, creativity, and children. You might be seeking new ways to improve your romantic partnerships in new, innovative ways. Maybe you're going to visit a guru to tell you how to improve your marriage, possibly. A spiritual guide. Embrace the change, Libra, as you begin a new chapter in self-expression, creativity, and any passionate projects. You might be wanting to express yourself differently in love, in relationships, or your creative projects. Your voice or how you express yourself will need to be very authentic. You'll feel that I have to speak my truth, or my artwork, or whatever I'm creating, or my relationship needs to feel more authentic, and I need to be heard, or I need to feel that my approach is kind of heard, but I need to approach it this way. I need for my self-expression to be authentic, right? Don't be afraid to be different with your self-expression, Libra, as I'm mentioning here. You might be dealing with children differently. Could be, right? Maybe you were too lenient and now you're getting, a little bit more strict. Maybe, laying down the law. I'm not sure, right? Or it could be vice versa. But you might be dealing with children differently. You could be aware that your own self-expression needs a revamping, as I have mentioned, and feeling more courage to do that. You could feel a little tension between your need for stability versus your new attitude for freedom and self-expression. So watch out for that, Libra. So now we're going to talk about Scorpio. And Scorpio, the new moon is influencing you in your house of family and home. Your definition of home could be changing, Scorpio, and your outlook on your sense of security as well, charging up your domestic fourth house of home, family matters, and your innermost feelings, right? This is the house ruled by Cancer. You could be offering up the new moon could be offering up new ways of healing, growth, and liberation. You could be diving deeply into issues of family ties and your current living situation. Some of you might want to move. The moon square to Uranus will remind you to expect the unexpected. If you feel like you've been holding something back or something's been hindering your personal or your professional evolution, you'll be able to see the logical side of things. And your emotional freedom, Scorpio, could be right around the corner, definitely. For Sagittarius, the new moon is influencing in your third house of communication and intellectual pursuits, anything of the mental realm. Many of you could be standing up to express yourself for what you believe in. You could be decisive and action-oriented about any endeavors with communication, writing, or voicing your truth. Definitely, you might want to talk about wisdom. You could want to have something spiritual, a podcast, things like that. Definitely a time of curiosity. You could be reading a lot and having very thought-provoking conversations, either in the public eye or with siblings or friends. You might feel inspired by the cosmos to learn more in your pursuit of wisdom. Yeah, definitely a lot of Sagittarians could be doing that. Your outlook on particular subjects might be very unique or possibly unconventional. Be careful to consider other people's points of view, Sagittarius, all right? Yeah, Capricorn, this is influencing your second house of money, resources, and beliefs. So you're already about money, Capricorn. Definitely, little Capricorn going up the hill to claim their success. You could be re-evaluating your definition of financial security, and don't be afraid to explore your options, Capricorn. It could be easier said than done because you're an earth sign. Excuse me, but earth signs don't really like change very much. It's kind of it's a steady, practical sign, and they like things to kind of remain the same. But this could be a source of major growth for you at this time. Think of it as a way to address monetary issues as well as the goals that you've previously set for yourself, Capricorn. You might be exploring unconventional methods and alternative sources of income, which could lead to prosperity. You could be discovering a new set of values as the moon is at odds with Uranus, which can be rebellious, and this could explain why you might feel suddenly at odds with your desire for freedom and self-expression versus your sense of security. It's all unfolding the way it should, Capricorn, so no worries. So for Aquarius, this new moon, it's in Aquarius, right? So this is really at home for you, and a little bit more important, could be affecting you a little bit more than the other signs. For you guys, you might feel like you're on a rocket ship literally straight to the moon. Definitely new beginnings for you, Aquarius, with the sun and the moon joining forces in your sign, blessing you with a clean slate and a brand new beginning. This is really exciting for Aquarians. And with you exploring new avenues that contribute to your personal and professional growth, the moon is urging you to embrace your unique attributes. Aquarians have unique attributes, so definitely embrace them. I feel like they're pretty good at that too. And harness this energy for self-exploration. It's time to commit to your authenticity and reassess your goals, Aquarius. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself at this time, even if it means tempering your constant need for independence. Aquarians really like their independence. Your friends or those who support you now will be important. For Pisces, and Pisces, this new moon is influencing you in your 12th house. You rule the 12th house, so this will really affect you in a major way. This is going to be a time for deep introspection and self-reflection, Pisces, definitely, while the new moon is in your 12th house of secrets, inhibitions, and unconscious patterns. The new moon in Aquarius is going to ask you to look at things with a very authentic, very genuine kind of approach. So any bad patterns that you've had in the past or unconscious patterns, because Pisces sometimes with the moon or the fog, with the fog really, they can't see things clearly sometimes until the fog is lifted. So there's going to be a clarity here about unconscious patterns lifting you out of that fog, where you're going to be able to see where unconscious patterns might have held you back in the past, kind of hindered your growth, which is exciting. So the new moon's going to be presenting you with an opportunity to break away from anything that has affected your physical, your emotional, or your spiritual well-being. You're going to feel the need to break these old patterns, these old habits, anything that is self-limiting for your own, right? In order for your own growth, Pisces, tap into your intuition, your sparkling intellect, because that's what you have, of course, when you're navigating the hidden parts of your psyche. Interesting too with Pisces, since it is about secrets, things are sometimes our own secrets, things are kind of hidden, right? Like those unconscious patterns that I have spoken about. It's going to be a really exciting time for you guys. A definite time of change, and change isn't easy, but yeah, it's definitely helpful, I would say. You're going to be able to confront and release self-sabotaging patterns. Interesting, right? All the signs can, you know, can self-sabotage it sometimes, but sometimes with Pisces, you know, it can be, if you're kind of dealing with, on the lower end, it can talk about the lower mind, right? If you're in the lower mind, it can talk about, or somebody who hasn't really kind of maybe awakened or, you know, raised their consciousness, they can do that to themselves. They can self-sabotage. This is going to be a time to release all that, so it's really great. I feel like it is major growth for you guys. I feel like there is. And the new moon forming a dynamic square to Uranus, a little tension there, a dynamic square, the planet of change, inspires you to reevaluate the value and overall stability of your social circles and long-term goals. You might be looking at groups of people and friends and going, they're not really good for me. You could be doing that, right? They're not good for my growth. I don't really maybe believe in what they still believe in. I don't identify. They're not helping me in my evolution to move forward in my life. Okay. The key, Pisces, is to manifest with compassion and commitment. The compassion part should be easy for you, Pisces, because you are about compassion. You guys are very empathic. So we're going to end this video today. I hope it provided some value for you guys, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe.